everyone, how's it going? Welcome to today's Wild Rift video. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new support item, Dawnshroud. I'm going to give you all my thoughts on the item, and I got some gameplay of the item as well. I think the best champions you can use this item on are Nautilus and Leona. Because of the Dawnshroud passive, if you're within 400 units of an enemy champion and you immobilize a champion, or are immobilized, you reveal all nearby enemies for a few seconds and deal 80 magic damage plus 5% of your bonus health. So it's really good for, you know, Nautilus, Leona, any champions that can really immobilize at a really short range. Obviously Nautilus is great because you can just auto attack and that's an instant immobilize straight away, so your auto attacks will basically be dealing more damage. Same with Leona as well. You can just use your ultimate, use your center blade, your third ability, and then use your first ability to immobilize at pretty much melee range. So these two champions are very good, and I think it's more of a support item than anything else. Now, the way that I see Dawnshroud, I think the base stats are very good. I kind of compared it to like other starting items for support. So for example, I compared Dawnshroud to something like Dead Man's Plate. So Dawnshroud costs 100 less gold, you get the same amount of HP, and you get the same amount of armor, and you also get 30 extra magic resist. Now the thing is that you don't get the extra movement speed from Dead Man's Plate, and you also don't get the momentum passive as well, which allows you to deal extra damage. So Dawnshroud, you get the little bit extra damage, you get that extra magic resist as well. The components for Dawnshroud I think are okay. I don't think Chain Vest is a good component. I think that the other component is pretty good for laning phase, the Spectre's Cowl. I don't think Chain Vest is very good. I mean, the decent thing about Dead Man's Plate is you're able to get Winged Moon Plate, which basically gives you extra movement speed in the early game and the extra bit of HP, which I think is very nice. But overall, I don't think it's that bad. Now, look, take a look at the passive again. I think the base damage is pretty good, 80 magic damage. The problem is I don't think it scales very well into the mid and late game. 5% of your bonus health is not a lot at all. Now I've got a build on screen here which is kind of similar to what you're probably going to be building as a support anyway. Obviously Warmogs is such a great item, so if you compare, so you got Warmogs armor plus you got Dawnshroud, so that's 950 health there. 5% of that is like an extra, what, 40 damage, something like that, if I did the maths correctly. And the thing is you have to complete Dawnshroud and you have to complete Warmogs to get 40 extra damage, which is not that much. That means like pretty much in the late game, because you don't really get a lot of items as a support. Obviously the support item gives you a little bit of gold over time, but you're probably only going to get 2, maybe 3 items. So if you get, you know, Thornmail or Abyssal Mask, maybe you're looking at like 1100 1200 HP, which means you're getting probably like 60 extra damage, which again doesn't feel that much. You know, you're getting basically 140 damage in total with Dawnshroud, which I don't think is that great. So I think in the early game it's a really good item, but I think it falls off very quickly. I do still prefer to go items like Abyssal Mask as the first item, or I still like to go Ecstatic Jar as the first item. I think the item's okay. I don't think it's too great. I don't think it's too bad either. I think it's pretty good that it has both armor and magic resist. So if you're against a lot of AP and 80 damage down the dual lane, then I think it's pretty decent. But I gave it a try in this game. Obviously, like I said, the early game damage is really good, but it falls off quite quickly. Obviously, the revealing nearby enemies is actually pretty good because it's really good against champions like Evelyn that can turn invisible, which is really nice. Senna, anyone like that as well. Any champion that can turn invisible is really good against. As for the rest of items, obviously, like I said, we still got Warmogs, really good item for support because it just gives you a bunch of base HP, or maximum health I should say, and a bunch of really nice stats, especially with the passive. You can get the passive with the Dawnshroud plus Warmogs, and obviously the Relic Shield is going to allow you to stack that up as well. Thornmail, really good for an anti-heal item, gives you a lot of armor, gives you maximum health. Abyssal Mask, which increases your damage from the passive and also increases your team's damage if you have a lot of AP damage on your team. Then what you do in the late game is you sell your support item when you're pretty much a full build, and then you build a final item. Doesn't really matter which one it is. You can go for like any sort of last item that you want for. If you want some magic resist, Force Nature. If you want some armor, and if you need a bit of protection and Protector's Vow, Random's Omen, Dead Man's Plate, any of these are pretty good as your final item. For the boost, I like Mercury Treads the most because I want to be able to walk up, land my hooks, land my auto attacks, and if I get hit by any crowd control, Nautilus can be pretty vulnerable because you don't really have that much movement to get around places. And most of the time I go for either Stoneplate Enchant or Stasis. I think Stasis is pretty good, even on supports. I think that's how broken Stasis is right now. Stasis or Stoneplate are both really good. Aftershock is your rune, no surprise. You have loads of mobilizing abilities with Nautilus. When you auto attack, when you use your abilities, that means you're going to gain extra defenses and also gain a little bit of extra damage. Weakness, again, same thing. Imperative movement enemy champions, make them take 5% more damage. Bone plating, I think, is one of the strongest resolve tree runes at the moment, just because it now works with the initial damage of the enemy champions. Now, before, the initial damage didn't work and it blocked the next 3 attacks or abilities after the first initial damage, but now it's the first initial damage. I think it's a go-to resolve tree rune. And then Nimbus Cloak as well. I like Nimbus Cloak because I like to get the extra movement speed with Nautilus, especially if I'm trying to like flash auto attack or flash hook or anything like that, or even trying to escape away to safety. You know, I can use Ignite to get the movement speed or use the flash to get the movement speed to get away to safety, and that's going to be my summon spells, flash and Ignite. But yeah, Dawnshroud, I will show you all gameplay now. Like I said, I think the item is pretty decent. Let me know what your thoughts are of Dawnshroud down in the comments. I'd love to get all your guys' opinions. Also give me some champions to give it a try on as well, because I do want to try out this item more, but maybe you guys know a few things that I don't. That's always the great thing about reading all of your guys' comments. So hopefully you enjoy the gameplay. Take care, and I'll see you all in the next Wild Rift video. Peace. If I could escape, you are in the precious my own world.
Welcome to Wild Rift.
Forever. We can try Dawnshroud this game. I think it's not a bad Dawnshroud game. It's fine. Yeah, that's okay. Kai'Sa misses the wave. Maybe if I took Q second, I could have tried to escape. I don't know. Actually, no, the wave's not even going to crash.
Retreat from the enemy champion.
Find the guilty.
Enemy slain.
Do you hear them calling?
Enemy slain.
Bam, bam. Bam, bam.
The tide ebbs.
Bottom turret is under attack.
Who the fuck gets Veil Enchant first item, man? How cringe do you have to be to go Veil Enchant first item? That's so cringe, actually. It's actually so cringe that he went Veil Enchant first item. It's crazy. Bless me.
Echoes from the deep.
Oh, am I stupid? Oh, nice one.
Has slain the dragon.
Kind of unlucky, but I think it's okay. I don't think we're doing too bad.
Fear the ocean's weight.
Attack the turret.
Jax went Hole Breaker first item. What the fuck? Oh, just fucking auto attack. Bro, why does Varus just not walk up and auto attack? I'm tanking all the damage and like Varus is just walking back. I just stay in auto attack range and auto attack him, man. Oh, it's late. Killed him. Why stasis on a tank? Because stasis is fucking broken. I could just bait them in. If I hook with Nautilus, or if I use my ulti, then I can easily bait them in. Easily bait them in. I bait them all to engage on me. I use stasis. I stay alive. The rest of the team's dead. That's my plan. Oh, shit.
Retreat from the enemy champion. Attack this champion. On my way. Engage. Engage. Attack lost.
I mean, yes, it's expensive for support, but at the same time, I think it's worth it. Also, I haven't even fully stacked my thing yet. I haven't fully stacked my relic shield yet.
Top turret is under attack.
Wait for a little bit of gold. No, I didn't mean to use that. I was meant to level it up. Whoops. No, Scion, please, man. That's how we do it, baby! Tank the tower, use the stasis, keep ourselves alive. You'll love to see it. Go back, go back, go back, go back. Go back, go back, go back. That's why we use stasis, baby. Oh. Stay alive. Cack. That's why we use stasis, baby. I don't know if I like Dawnshroud though. I think it's okay. I think Dawnshroud's not bad. I think the scaling of the item is not that great though.
On my way.
Like, it scales with 5% of your bonus HP, which is not a lot at all.
Engage.
Hello, any mid lane takers? Okay, I got a few. He's gonna go back in time, isn't he? It's unlucky. Oh, lucky. Well, at least I got my relic shield fully stacked now. That guy can't move.
Unstoppable.
That guy couldn't move. Man, fuck. This game's a little bit wild, I'm not gonna lie. This game's a little bit fucking crazy. Honestly, this game might be a Frozen Heart game as well. Because they got a lot of melee champions, so it might actually be a Frozen Heart game. We so in it, we pop stars. Ain't nobody bringing us down, 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 down. Are we gonna wear the crown? We can go another round. Wow, 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 wow. Go hard till we get it, get it. And also the great thing about stasis is because you have your boots upgrades, your stasis just comes up so often. Because every single time you get a takedown, it reduces. I think because I hooked the Fiora, I don't think the Lee Sin kick went through. I think that's what happened. I think that's what happened then. Well, it's gonna know your name. It's a pretty good game though.
Engage. Do you hear? Engage. Retreat from the enemy champion.
You just got one shot.
On my way.
The world's gonna know your name.
On my way.
Nice. Oh, no, he's dead. Vex is just running around everywhere.
Danger. Retreat from the enemy champion. Legendary.
GG's. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Whew. Alright, we're good. GG's, well played. Lost in the Hall of Fame. You could be the best. You could be the King Kong banging on your chest. GG, well played. Only 4 more wins now, chat. That's all we need. 4 more wins. Why did my Varus go Hurricane Duskblade? I do not know. My damage wise this game was pretty shitty. You know, I'm playing a tank support. How much damage did I take? Oh, that's healing shield. Wait, where's damage taken? 9,000 damage taken. Okay, not too much as well, but still good. Hey, we made Dawnshroud work though. We made Dawnshroud work. That's the most important thing. GG's.